tight end. He's Trey McBride. He joins us here on the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for having me on. Super excited for the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great week, and just a lot of fun being out here.
All right, give me Rocking Protein. What is Rocking Protein?
Yeah, it's a protein company based in Arizona, so right in my backyard, but just a phenomenal protein company. They have that great taste. It tastes like a milkshake. Doesn't have that chalky taste afterwards, but most importantly, they got 3 great flavors: vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. So whatever you're looking for, not only for professional athletes, for the weekend warriors, the guys that don't work out as well. So for everybody.
So you're all protein guys, just like protein, need protein, need protein, need protein guy?
Exactly, yeah. So, what fuels you to get going for sure.
It is interesting. Who do we have on yesterday who was a former Hooper tight end? God, I'm blanking for a second. But it was interesting. We went through the Antonio Gates, and I played AU hoop with Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And you kind of go through all these different guys, and they're all Hoopers and become tight ends, or tight ends that also play hoop. And it's interesting that you're young, but there's a huge group of those guys that actually, even Kelce, right? Like, he was a really good hooper.
Right.
Played a little bit on Cincinnati's basketball team.
Yeah.
And as those guys have lost some of their burst that you have and athleticism, they're still super solid, super consistent. What does that come from? Why is it that hoopers become really good tight ends?
I think it's just the ball skills, the shooting the basketball, catching the ball. It kind of just a little bit correlates. Basketball, you're trying to get around a defender to get to the hoop, and in football, you're trying to get around a defender to score a touchdown. So a lot of it, correlates. It's a lot of the same stuff, but, a lot of basketball and football is very similar, especially in the tight end position.
What about Kelce do you watch and go like, wow, like that, he's amazing?
Yeah, there's a lot, man. He's a tremendous athlete, but for me, it's his ability to get open and find zones. His ability to pick zones apart to get open. Him and Mahomes have such a great connection. They do so many great things. So watching him play, how he runs routes, how he gets opens is something that I try to take from him.
How would you characterize your guys' season?
Close. We were so close to getting in the playoffs. I feel like we're a playoff team. We should have been there, but we didn't quite get it this year. But I'm excited to see where we can take it the next couple of years. With Kyler at the helm and Jonathan Gannon, Monty, the culture that they're building in Arizona. I'm excited to see where we can take this.
Gannon's interesting, man, because kind of the early press conference, the early stuff. It was like, don't know, and then thought kind of overachieved a little bit last year, and then this year it was solid and consistent. What's he like on a day-to-day for you guys?
He's great, man. He does everything the right way. He gets us prepared every single week to be successful. But, those videos kind of blew up early on. But, he's tremendous, man. The guy gets me ready to go. He's a tremendous coach, and he's building that culture the right way. And I'm excited to see where we can take this thing.
Are you a Call of Duty guy?
Yeah, I can get down with Call of Duty for sure.
Okay, so who plays more Call of Duty, you or Kyler?
It's funny, man. He gets a bad rap with that stuff. He really doesn't game as much as everyone makes him out to be, but he's a great player, man. He's a good gamer too, but he doesn't game as much as the media makes it out to be.
I do wonder. Okay, I mean, I know Kyler. He's a little bit smaller than me, and there's always the diminutive running back where the linebackers and the safeties can't see the guy, right?
Yeah.
What about as a tight end when he's running about around back there? Can you always see him when he's behind the line?
That's funny, man. Not all the time. Sometimes I'm back there looking for the ball. I know I'm open. I know I'm expecting the ball, and sometimes I don't see where, and then all of a sudden just a missile comes from behind the line of scrimmage. You're like, damn. But a lot of times, when he's moving around, it's a little easier to see him because he's not behind those 6-7 offensive linemen.
I joke about the Call of Duty thing because it does feel like he took a step this year. What, by your estimation, as a guy who works with him, did he do differently and maybe better this season?
Yeah, I think it's just a different offense. Now that was his second year in that system, and he just kind of understood it a little bit more. But, he's first overall pick. He's a baseball guy. He's just a tremendous athlete. So if you just get him ready to go and he knows what he's doing, man, he's going to make plays out there for you. So I love playing with him, man. He's such a great guy, and, love everything about him.
Percentage of time in which you have to block?
Probably 75% route running, 25% blocking.
That 25% sucks, doesn't it? You're like, oh, man, I got to do this 25% thing for the 75% time.
Yeah. No, it does stink a little bit, but at the same time, it does help you in the pass game, too. You know, that those play-action passes, different things like that. If you don't run and then you go in there, all of a sudden it's a red flag for some of those guys. But if you can have a little success in the run game, that pass game really opens up for you.
Now that you've been in the league, what are your thoughts on how Kansas City is able to be so consistent, right? I mean, this league is so much about up, down. And, look, Philly's been actually really consistent here. I know their season ended kind of prematurely considering how it started last year. But the ability to be consistent for a guy who plays in this league, how are they able to do it?
It's phenomenal to see what Andy Reid and Mahomes and those guys have done over in Kansas City. You know, how hard it is to win in this league and how Andy Reid's done it year in and year out for multiple organizations, man. It's really cool to see, but it's hard to be good in this league. It's hard to win, and Mahomes and the Chiefs have got it figured out, and they're winning a lot of football games.
Man, I mean, Colorado State flipped this thing this year, and they were good, but 2 years ago, that game against Dion in Boulder.
They should have won that one.
Right?
Wow.
And it's one of those, that's honestly, in post-COVID, that's one of the 5 most memorable college football games.
Yeah, no, that was awesome, man. And I remember we were on an away trip. Actually, I think we might have been in Philly that week, and it was about 1 in the morning over there, and I'm staying up trying to watch this game, and man, I was just hoping that we could pull it out, and we came up a little short. That was one of those games I wish we can get back.
Yeah, I loved it. There was so many amazing plays, and felt like they left some points out there.
No doubt.
All right, so one more time. Rockin' Protein.
Yeah.
Are you strawberry, chocolate, vanilla?
That's a great question. I love all 3 flavors, but the vanilla one, man, it tastes just like a vanilla milkshake. You can't go wrong there.
Right, plus you can always throw in a banana or some peanut butter and then kind of flavor it up. 100%. Whereas once you go strawberry, you're strawberry.
Stuck with strawberry.
You're like strawberry, right?
Vanilla, you can add, subtract.
I guess you could go strawberry, banana, but the strawberry's so strong.
dominant, yeah, definitely.
Trey, man, awesome season. Great to catch up. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.